The Cambridge Analytica whistleblower fearful of testifying in Trinidad. And in sport, wins for Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago in the second round of the CWI Under-19 Championship. I'm Dawn Paris and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, July 31st. I'll be back with the details after the break.
When is the right time to do an offer letter versus an employment agreement? Or do you do both?
Ideally, I would want to see my clients do both, or at least provide an offer letter to everybody. And there's a difference. They're very, very similar documents. The offer letter, however, is more what it sounds like. It indicates the position that you're offering the person. The employment agreement goes into more detail.
Coming up, eye-catching art, a mix of cultures on display in one location. It's time for CariFesta, the best of Barbados outside of Barbados. Antigua and Barbuda get showcased to the world, plus an east-west fusion of sound. It's all next on Caribbean Passport on this station.
The whistleblower who brought to light a research company's data mining in Trinidad and Tobago is reportedly now fearful to visit the Twin Island Republic to testify about the matter. Last week, Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi disclosed that efforts were being made to get Christopher Wiley to testify before Parliament's Joint Select Committee about Cambridge Analytica, which is accused of harvesting information from millions of Facebook users. The former People's Partnership government in Trinidad is alleged to have engaged the services of the company ahead of elections. And Wiley is concerned about his safety if he goes to Trinidad to talk about it. We get more in this TV6 News report.
Cambridge Analytica whistleblower Christopher Wiley will visit TNT to give testimony regarding the company's role in the last two general elections. Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi revealed some of the lengths the government has gone through to make it happen.
We would make arrangements which he would have to agree to ensure his passage from airport to testimony and in return.
Even though Wiley has appeared in other jurisdictions without much fear, the AG says he can't blame Wiley for his apprehension, given this country's checkered past.
I can say that when the world looks to the fact that Trinidad and Tobago has witnesses who are shot dead in our country, that can't be overlooked.
Depending on what is revealed in Wiley's testimony, the AG says a number of legal challenges could be coming the opposition's way.
Mr. Wiley was speaking, as I recall, about intercepting what you were looking at online in Trinidad and Tobago, the videos you were looking at, what you were looking at. And that, if it is true, is an interception of communication breach. And that is resulting immediately in a jail term and fines upon conviction.
A date for Wiley's JSC appearance will be revealed when Parliament officially reconvenes.
Staying in Trinidad, with Parliament set to debate the Bail Amendment Bill 2019 in a special sitting, Police Commissioner Gary Griffith says it must be passed for the country's sake. He says the legislation would prove to be a vital tool in detaining and convicting gang members and killers.
We need to take away the politics in this situation and do what is good for the country. This is a win-win situation. This is a critical tool. Unfortunately, people will always try to find an avenue why something should not happen. You will hear the naysayers on this say, well, you can use somebody can just put a firearm and plant it on someone. But if that is the case, then no law should ever you should never have any law, because you can find an excuse why someone will abuse it. But the fact of the matter is we continue to look after the rights of criminals instead of looking after the rights of law-abiding citizens.
Well, under the amendment bill, a person charged with possession of an illegal firearm would be denied bail for a period of 120 days.
That now will provide many more persons now willing to come forward to give information to pinpoint and target the shooters. As I said, these shooters have been the catalyst towards the majority of the homicides in this country. We are speaking about semi-automatic rifles. A semi-automatic rifle means that you can kill 30 persons within 3 seconds. And how could someone like that still be entitled to bail? Do we have to wait until they actually kill the 30 persons?
Jamaica's Attorney General Marlene Malahoo Fort is suggesting that the opposition People National Party's move to legally challenge the extended use of states of emergency in the country is hypocritical. Addressing a crime summit yesterday, she said the opposition had to have supported the extensions because a two-thirds vote of both houses of parliament is required for them to be approved.
And the current administration does not have a two-thirds majority in the lower house of representatives. But even if it did, the Senate also has to pass the resolution with a two-thirds vote. And constitutionally, two-thirds vote in the Senate can only be achieved with opposition support.
Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next. Barbados toppled CWI Under-19 Championship title holders Guyana, while Trinidad and Tobago edged Jamaica in a thriller in the second round of the tournament yesterday. Sent in, Guyana were bowled out for 124 in the 31st over, with Sion Glasgow top scoring with 33 and opener Sachin Singh getting 28. They were the only two in double figures as Matthew Ford destroyed the innings with 5 for 24 and fellow seamers Rashawn Worrell and Ramon each took 2 wickets. In reply, Rivaldo Clark top scored with 50 as Barbados reached their target in the 30th over. Clark hit 5 fours in a 70-ball knock, adding a crucial 48 for the 5th wicket with Antonio Morris, who struck a swift 28 off 35 balls with a 4 and a pair of sixes. Left-arm spinner Kelvin Umro claimed 3 for 38, while fast bowler Leon Swamy and off-spinner Ashmead Ned supported with 2 wickets apiece. Meanwhile, Leonardo Julian hit 56 as TNT sent in rallied to 135 for 7 in a contest that was reduced to 23 overs. He faced 44 balls and counted 8 fours and 2 sixes, putting on 73 for the first wicket with Mbeki Joseph before the innings collapsed. Jamaica then looked en route to victory at 106 for 2 in the 19th over before losing 7 wickets for 28 runs as fast bowler Jaden Seals ripped through the innings with 4 for 30. Staying with cricket, Trinidadian Joel Wilson has been appointed to the ICC elite panel of umpires for the upcoming season. The 52-year-old was yesterday named to the panel along with England's Michael Gove, following the ICC's annual review and selection process. Both officials previously sat on the international panel of umpires, but have now been elevated to replace Ian Gould, who has retired, and Ravi Sundaram, who was removed. Wilson has stood in 13 tests, 63 ODIs, and 26 T20Is. His debut test came 4 years ago when he stood in the first test between Bangladesh and South Africa. He's gone on to stand in several high-profile tests, including the 5th Ashes Test in Sydney last year. Wilson officiated 5 matches at the just-concluded ICC World Cup in England, which was won by the hosts. And Adrian Griffith, the ICC's senior manager for umpires and referees, said both Wilson and Gove were deserving additions to the elite panel. And that's the Caribbean in 10. Join us at 6:30 this evening, the Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.